Hi there, my name's Lisa Edge. I'm the very proud founder and chief executive of GB Shared Limited, an award winning platform and the only one of its kind globally. And I'm delighted to be able to share it with you today. GB Shared is about connecting our county and our country as locally, ethically, and sustainably as we possibly can. It offers you a much smarter way of doing business that's more productive, more efficient, and more cost effective, as well as reducing your carbon outputs. So, how does it work? Well, the story began with our first share site in Lancashire, which we aptly named Lancashire because it was all about sharing. Within a year, hundreds of businesses had joined us in the county and started to centralise regional resources and share it all out equally. And what an impact it had on the county. We became multi award winning Northern Powerhouse partners and paused our commercialisation to go on a journey of research and development. Testing and trialling our model with Manchester, Cumbriashire, Yorkshire, Cheshire, North Eastshire, and several other counties, we managed to evidence that wherever we shared, it had the same positive impact. Today, we are an award winning recognised national innovation backed by Innovate UK and powered by businesses from across the country. In 2022, we launched our national youth platform, making sure that our businesses and members across the UK could share opportunities completely free with future generations, leaving a legacy behind so that they could also grow. In 2023, we successfully proved the impact of sharing and mapped our customer journey to a global sustainable accreditation, making us the only one of our kind offering a modern day membership with purpose built in. Today, we're live in 10 counties and quickly scaling across the UK. So before we find out if sharing's already started in your county, let's tell you how we identified a problem and came up with a solution. First of all, the problem for us, and me in particular, I was head of employer engagement for 20 years in the public sector, on the ground with businesses in my county and the next. I could see that there was a big lack of centralisation, collaboration, and sharing. I could also see that there were 5 different audiences desperate for different things, creating a very fragmented county. Community was desperate for job opportunities and housing and inclusion, whereas businesses were desperate for marketing and suppliers, customers, and opportunities to grow. Third sector were busy fundraising, volunteering, donating, and trying to generate social value from their local business community. At the same time, our public sector colleagues were trying to ensure that our economies were stimulated, spend was done both with SMEs and sustainable, and that we reduced unemployment and housing issues and stimulated things like our high street. Separate to that, young adults are floating around, particularly following the pandemic, with a lack of training, job opportunities, housing opportunities, employability, funding, and so much more. So there you have it, the picture of a county with its 5 audiences and everybody needing something. So just imagine, how could we rebuild a local infrastructure? Well, there are tens of thousands of businesses in every UK county. So imagine if yours shared more than just a postcode. What if all the businesses in your county, their products, their services, vacancies, opportunities were all centralised and all accessible in just a click? Imagine if you had access to a local and national network of suppliers and counties that were doing exactly the same thing, standardising how we do business across the UK. Now imagine all of that done locally, ethically, and sustainably. Well, you're rewarded. The more you share, the more you grow, and the greener you become. So we rebuilt our problem model into a solution model. We said instead of taking from the county, why doesn't everybody share in the county? If we create a central platform and ask the community to become the talent, the volunteers and the employees and the students, if we ask the businesses to share their jobs and their opportunities and their content and services, if we ask the third sector to share the offers of support and services and training and inclusion, if we ask the public sector to share their housing opportunities, empty shops, community and business support, if we ask young adults to join in to help us see the future skills, the talent, the knowledge, the employees, then we can put all of that in the same place and share it. It all becomes a centralised knowledge within each county, and it all gets shared within each county. It helps us to create equality and means everybody's got access to the same opportunities. And then connecting those counties helps us to connect the UK. We've proved that sharing is so impactful at local level, we've successfully mapped our customer journey to a global sustainable accreditation. We are now populating a sustainable supply chain for UK government. The outputs that come from sharing are pretty phenomenal too. It means in each county we've got collaboration and equality. We are all working to reduce unemployment, create local supply chains, and have a positive regional, national, and global impact. We are all stimulating our economies. GB Shared has shared over 100 million in funding and 10 billion in tender opportunities direct into the inbox of our members. We've embedded social values through helping charities and young people, and it's all tracked and measured and monitored on our centralised sharing platforms. You can see that there's wider impacts when we encourage businesses to buy locally, sell locally, recruit locally, share the knowledge, create local supply chains. It all reduces carbon, embeds social values, and stimulates our economy. It's a small change, but it can make a huge difference. So here are some examples of how we proved that sharing was sustainable. Centralising regional resources helps us to knowledge share. Having a county-wide ecosystem gives us digital connectivity and allows us to look at the big data. Supporting charities embeds social values, and connecting businesses in each county helps us to create local supply chains, tracking where they lead to business. The impact of sharing so far is pretty phenomenal too, and these figures are taken from well over a year ago now. We'd made 14,000 connections between businesses leading to local supply chains. Nearly 60,000 news articles, all shared knowledge across each county. We'd shared nearly 10,000 jobs and tracking those jobs in terms of fulfilment. Therefore, we were actively helping to reduce unemployment. Special offers save people money. Events help people to collaborate. Funding stimulates our economy and helps businesses to grow. The impacts coming from sharing are endless. The wider ones include reducing deprivation, access to live data, a digitised UK, and creation of sustainable supply chains that are standardised right across the country. GB Shared is now on its UK growth mission, and we're about to open in Yorkshire, and then we are focused on the rest of the UK. We'd love to use the big data that we're collecting for good. We can see who's buying, who's selling, who's connecting, who's recruiting, and loads of other great data that we can share with you, and nothing in there is personal. Finally, for those businesses that do apply for our optional sustainable accreditation, they'll secure a place in the UK Sustainable Supply Chain Register, a huge need in terms of alignment with the new Public Procurement Act, providing our government with a national standardised sustainable supply chain to procure from. The wider solution is to replicate this in every county across the UK, giving us a national network of local supply chains. Within each county, there is an impact. For each business and individual, there is a positive impact. And then finally, those that become accredited give us that national sustainable supply chain. That would make the UK a market leader. If we look at the global scalability of GB Shared, then this model works anywhere. We're currently live in 10 counties. Our first members in the North East and North West are globally accredited. We've become a nationally recognised innovation with Innovate UK, and we're multi-award winning with a national youth platform. The UK has got around about 5.5 million organisations, all potential platform users, and of course 66 million people, all potential platform visitors. It is a globally scalable model. We're already having conversations with other countries who have a desperate need to engage the masses in climate change. And finally, looking at that global impact, our members earn green points. It's mapped to a global accreditation. The more people who achieve that accreditation, the more knowledgeable we are on operating green and becoming responsible businesses. So where have we been and what is our future plans? Well, first of all, we began on Lancashire Day 2016 when we launched Lancashire. It was a commercial entity at that point, but we decided to go on a journey of R&D, testing on trialling our model with Manchester, Cumbria, Yorkshire, before we launched the National Youth Platform. We mapped it to a global accreditation in 2022, and then we travelled up to the northeast to see if our county's sharing platform would work in that area as well. Proving and evidencing that sharing works no matter where we put our model, we then created GB Shared in 2024, and we are just about to open the doors for our national launch. We have won a host of awards, from Hive Entrepreneur of the Year to the Women in Innovation Award. We've become Northern Powerhouse partners. We're backed by Innovate UK, and we were awarded with a purple plaque. Less than 4% have ever been awarded to women. Our platform is a central resource with a plethora of opportunities for you to share and take what you need to live and survive in your county. From businesses to talent, supply chains to careers advice, it is all there, and it is all being shared willingly by your business community. Even if you use our platform for free to help yourself, every click helps someone else. If you're looking for more information on how to use GB Shared, or if you're keen to have a one-to-one with our team, then please reach out. Just email us at hello@gbshared.co.uk, and we will be there in a flash, ready to share. I do hope you enjoyed using our model. Please know it is not about selling, it is all about sharing and making sure that everybody has the opportunity to work locally, ethically and sustainably, and that we standardise how business is done across the UK. Thank you for letting me share.